And that was the video that pushed me over the edge, got me monetized, and added thousands of subs to my account. Overthinking is the ugly cousin to planning and having direction. If you're like me, choosing what to talk about, what content to make, or what to paint, etc., can somehow be the hardest part about having a YouTube channel, harder than actually making the videos themselves. And I've realized that for myself, and probably everyone else, including you, that overthinking is likely the culprit. So in this video, I want to talk about why you should learn to not overthink your content or your YouTube channel or just anything creatively, and to give you examples of how it's negatively affected my growth at times. Now, to be clear, I am not saying that you should not be thinking, planning, having direction with your content and with your channel, but I am saying that you should not overthink. This is thinking, this is overthinking. Do not overthink. That's so stupid. Overthinking is the ugly cousin to planning and having direction. You know how it always seems like the things that you create that you thought the least about or you put the least amount of time into and they somehow do the best? Well, it's not really by coincidence. When you start overthinking, you stop doing what comes naturally to you. You stop following your gut and just having fun when you're creating, and so you end up being less like yourself and more like what you think people want. Let me give you a few examples about how overthinking has negatively affected me now that I realize it. And the first and most important that we will dive into, of course, is my YouTube channel. This video here is my best performing thus far. The funny and annoying part about it is I thought about this video the least. I was scrolling one day, I saw someone post something similar, and decided to share my experience and how YouTube has impacted me thus far. I literally saw that video in the morning and had fully recorded and edited my video that same day. I didn't think about the result. The thumbnail's literally just a screen grab for the video that I threw some text on, minimal editing, but I really just didn't think much about it. I just wanted to have fun, sharing a story about something that was important to me. And that was the video that pushed me over the edge, got me monetized, and added thousands of subs to my account. A video that I barely thought about and just had fun with. And this is another example of a video that I didn't think much about. I had been thinking about getting an FX3 for years. I hadn't really found a video that could convince me whether I should still buy it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm sure there's other people in the same position as me. Let me make a video about why I'm buying it this year. It's done well and it's resonated with people. And again, I didn't really think about it. I'm just sitting there and talking the whole time, but it was a fun video to make and it seems to have been very helpful for a lot of people. Again, these are two things that I didn't overthink. I just went with my gut and it was all from just having fun, and the response has been good. Now, on the flip side, these are videos that I did plan out. From the thumbnail to the title, I tried to research keywords or do things that I thought would, quote unquote, perform well for the algorithm. But I wasn't really creating what I wanted or how I wanted. I was trying to do it based on what I thought would perform well. You see the difference. And I've realized that the largest negative impact that overthinking has had on my YouTube channel or just social media or any content growth over time is it has slowed down my output pretty tremendously. From overthinking what's working well right now, what trends are going on right now, trying to do all this research, it takes the fun out of things. And again, those are important things to be aware of, but if that's the sole focus of why you're pumping out a video, then you've kind of already overthought it. Because sometimes you can plan every single thing out to a T, you can do all this research and try to tweak the thumbnail and do all of this stuff, especially when you're a new or upcoming account, you haven't really built your audience, you don't know what's going to do well. But what I do know is the more that I was creating often and having fun and playing and experimenting, that's when things started to go well for me as a whole. It might not be one video that pops off, but the more you're creating and putting things out there, it's more chances for you to reach people and more chances for you to grow an audience and for people to find you over time. And that's what you want. You want more organic growth than one viral video that's gonna pop off. A quick sidebar, because I love quotes, so we're gonna take a quick quote break. This whole thing made me think of a quote that I wrote down a while back, which is escape competition through authenticity. So the more I'm overthinking and trying to go with what's gonna work or what's trending or whatever, the less I'm being myself. So why would I wanna build an audience based on me not being myself? If that makes sense. Because the opposite is also true with these videos. I love these videos and these videos didn't perform well, but I didn't necessarily need them to. I wanted to create them. They were fun, it's good for practice, and it was stuff that I wanted to do. So, you know, who cares? And I've had a few similar things happen on Instagram. I've posted videos on there that I spent almost no time on, slapped a song on that I actually liked, and it would get 10 to 20,000 views. And then I've gone in and spent half a day cutting up a video, trying to do a cool edit, adding the trending sound that it says is gonna perform well, and it gets 2,000 views. So I can't say this enough. Overthinking the creative process and overthinking yourself, your gut decisions, and the things that you like or you think are cool or what you want to share with people, it's one of the worst things that you can do, because then you're going to create content you don't actually like. And if it doesn't do well and you created something that you don't like, well, then that's not good. And you're just not going to like yourself or your content. And I wanted to give an example outside of YouTube or just social media and content about how overthinking negatively affected me in my life when it came to a creative decision. I had the biggest audition to this day that I've had for something. It was for the show Reacher. It was for this character right here, who was kind of the antagonist in the first season. So he's one of the main characters. I was super excited. I got right to work with the script and rehearsing and what I wanted to bring to the character that was unique and, this, that, and the other. My agent at the time was like, hey, this is the biggest audition you've done. Have you thought about maybe getting an acting coach? Like, you don't have to, but sometimes it can help to have, just a professional opinion or somebody to kind of sharpen your craft with that may give you some insight that you hadn't thought of. And so I was like, what the hell? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I hired the acting coach. It goes really well. It was a great experience. The guy's awesome. But what ended up happening was I ended up playing the character completely different than my initial rehearsals, my initial gut feeling of how this was going. Me overthinking it took me away from what I was going to do naturally. And again, this is not to blame him at all. It was my decision at the end of the day how I wanted to do it. I submit the audition. Obviously, I don't hear anything. And then eventually the show comes out. And then I did what every actor does, is we watch the things that we didn't get to see how they played it. Was it similar to how I did it? Was it different? You're just curious. And I watched it, pretty much immediately realized I should not have changed my gut instinct on how to play the character, because I would have played it very similarly to how that person played it. My gut was right. Creatively, I was correct in what they wanted out of that character. And it makes it even worse when you look similar or, physically you look like that person, because then you think like, well, then it was my acting. It was my way I presented the character. It was how I read that wasn't what they wanted. But physically, like, I looked how they wanted the character to look, but it was how I played it. And so then I felt really frustrated because I felt I overthought my way out of that character, potentially. But acting is really competitive, and a lot of times there's 1,000 reasons you don't get something outside of your acting or how you look. So it could have been something else. But to this day, that's always kind of been in my head, that I overthought my way out of my own gut instinct and creative decision. And I think I was correct initially. So don't overthink. So what I've come to realize with all of this recently is things may take longer to develop, and it may take me longer to grow an audience and to do all these things if I do things my way, or if I do things that come the most naturally to me instead of kind of what the algorithm may want. But that's okay, because then you're getting the real me. And if I want to grow an audience based off of myself, my creativity, my creative decisions, then that's what I need to be doing. So I can't overthink the creative decisions that I'm making in my life. And whether that be a YouTube video, whether that be a short film that I'm doing, a painting, how I want to present myself, all of that stuff. If you overthink yourself, your creative decisions, and your gut instincts, then you're much more likely to just act like someone else. And why would you do that? So the next time that you find yourself overthinking a project, a video, a caption, just anything creatively, try thinking to yourself, what is my immediate instinct? What is my immediate gut call on this thing? And then just go with that. And by the way, that doesn't mean that your gut instinct will always be right, but over time you'll learn to trust yourself more, and your gut instincts creatively will get better, which will leave you with a better understanding of who you are and what you like and what you want to do and how you want to present yourself to the world. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting lately on where I'm at, where my channel's at, what's been slowing me down. It's not just this stuff we're talking about. I've talked about this before, but I own a couple gyms and sometimes I get really busy with that. But I found that I'm missing creating, and I'm not doing the things that I really want to be doing. And the videos that I was thinking about putting out, or the videos that I was putting out, I didn't really like, or they didn't really fall in line with what I want to do. So I have some of the funnest stuff that I'm about to do coming from a bunch of different short films and paintings, and how I'm going to tie everything in together on the art side and the filmmaking side. So this is the most fun that I think I'm about to have on YouTube. And it's just because I'm just doing a bunch of stuff that I like, and I'm not overthinking anything. And hopefully the result will follow and my audience can grow. But again, at the end of the day, if I'm creating stuff I like, then that's the real win. Anyway, hope this rant was helpful. Maybe if you're in a similar place where you're not liking the stuff that you're doing, or you find yourself chasing trends or chasing the algorithm instead of doing what you like, just remember, try not to overthink, try to trust your gut, make things that you actually like, because in the long run, you want people to see you for who you are and not who you're trying to mimic or what have you. Anyway, this is my official announcement that you can expect a lot more of me out here. I'm literally drinking coffee at 10:44 p.m. That's how you know it's going down. Really excited to share some of the short films that I've been working on with you. So stay tuned for that, and just stay tuned for a bunch of stuff because I'm about to go crazy on here. Authentically, and not overthinking. I'm going to be underthinking. Underthinking sounds really bad, actually. There should be something in the middle that's like normal thinking. The coffee is too strong. Good night.